Hello, my friends. TeresaLouise here. I quilt too. Welcome to Sunday Sew and Chat. And today I'm going to work on the horse some more. As you can see, I got a little bit done, not much. So I'm just going to sit here for a minute and wait for some people to come on. And I was watching Jean just a minute ago. Darn it, her week in review. Hi, Rudy. Hi, Kristen. And yeah, anyway, I was quit it, Willa. Just watching kept Jean from Kept and Stitches. She's doing her weekend review right now. Normally she comes on Saturday, but for some reason she came on today. And I didn't actually know she was going to be live. I thought it was a premiere. So anyway, I waited 15 minutes, but she's still on. And I like watching her reviews, her weekly reviews. She gets so much done. I don't know how she gets so much done, but she does. So if you haven't checked her out, you should go check her out. It's Kept in Stitches is her name. So anyway, or her channel name. So let's see who we have here. So we have Rudy, Kristen, hi Polly, hi Brenda, hi Diane, hello Mary, hi Donna, hello Linda, hi Sandra, hi Donna H, hi Linda, hi Linda. Sound like I'm repeating myself. We have so many Donnas and so many Lindas, right? But that's okay. That's good. We like Donnas and Lindas, right? Hope everybody's doing well today. Once again, as soon as I go live, my nose starts to itch. Having iced tea today. Yep, good stuff. Getting ready to do a little more on the art quilt. That's what I'm doing. It's going to be boring over here. Hi, Melena. How's it going? Hi, Lisa. Going to lurk for a bit. Hi, Willa. All right. So last Sunday when I was on, I was using my little iron here. And oh boy, I really messed it up. I have to show you what happened. It comes with this little stand. You know, it's supposed to stand on that. But the darn thing falls off all the time. Okay? Falls off. And I didn't notice it. And it fell on this is plastic. Now, they should have made this with something different, you know, something that doesn't burn. Because look, right here. All right. So my iron fell on that, burned. It coated the whole plate. Now it's all scratched up because uh, once it dried, it was hard as a rock, and so then I couldn't get it off with any iron cleaner at all. And so then I had to turn the iron back on, and I had to take I took these tweezers and I scraped it off. That's the only way I could get it off. And then I took the iron cleaner stuff and cleaned it again. And it looks like it's doing okay now. So that's good. But it is all scratched up now. So I threw this thing away, okay, because that's not going to work. And I just went and got this little glass dish, and now I'm just resting it in there like that. And so far, that seems to work. You know, it's not rolling off or falling off or until I come up with something better. That's that's what I'm going to do. So, hi Sandra. Yeah, Donna was watching Jean also. Yeah, I'm sorry I had to leave, you know, but got to go on. I like I said, I waited 15 minutes, but I'll go back and watch her replay. In fact, I think I still have playing in the background, but let's see. Linda's cooking dinner, so she'll be in and out. Hi, Nita. How are you doing? Hi, Kathy. Hi, Gloria. Hi, Deborah. You use a coffee mug and then just put it in there like that, upside down. Oh, and when I was trying to clean it, somehow I burnt the, see how black that is now? Yeah. But it's still working, so it's all good. Happy to take a break from sewing to watch your live. Thanks, Deborah. Silicone. I don't know. Silicone might have worked. Oh, maybe a spoon rest. Definitely silicone. Yeah. It might even get too hot for silicone. I don't know. Um, and Polly keeps hers in a ceramic mug when using. Hi, Jamie. Hi, June. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, so that's my fix for the iron for now. Like I said, it seems to be working okay. And it does come with this cover on there, but that's really just to protect you from touching that hot part of the iron on the inside. I need to send them an email is what I should do and say, hey, you need to come up with a different type of rest because that doesn't work. I haven't really done much this past week at all. Our I think I have a hard time with the weather fluctuation. You know, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot. And God, yesterday I was just hurting so bad, you know, all over, body aches, that I just laid around pretty much for the whole day. I even went to bed at 6 o'clock last night. And then I tossed and turned all night. So tonight I'm going to take a sleep aid. Maybe if I get a good night's sleep. And then we went out and looked for mushrooms. Okay, it's getting to be mushroom season, but I still think it's a little too cold here for too many mushrooms. So we got to go downriver where it's a little bit warmer now, and maybe I can find them there. But I hunt for morels mostly, so they're really tasty, good, really good. So I like to have some in the freezer, but if I don't get any, then I usually put the word out that I'll trade huckleberries for morels because there's quite a few people around here who are really good at finding morel mushrooms. but they don't do so good at picking huckleberries. And I'm a huckleberry hound now, as most of you know. I mean, I will pick and pick and pick until I'm just wiped out. When huckleberry season's on, you don't see me. Anyway, so trading is good. Trading is good. Hi, Gladys. Hi, Andrea. Polly's been having off days too. Yeah, it's just, it's something I'm used to, I guess. I mean, I've been going through it for years now, so not much I can do with it. Just go with the flow. Rest when you need to. Let's see what else. Been doing a little bit outside. Now today it was really sunny earlier, and I went outside and laid in the sun for about 15 minutes. And oh, that felt so good. Felt so good. So I did feel better after doing that. Brandon and I've been doing a little bit outside now and then, doing a little bit in the one little flower bed that I have that the elk don't eat. Well, sometimes they eat it, but they don't eat columbine. They're not supposed to eat irises or tulips, but they do. If they're hungry enough, they'll eat them. So far this year, they haven't eaten my irises down, so I might get some irises coming up. What I need to do is put a little fence up to protect those. I just hate to do that. Or I was thinking about getting those whirly gig things and staking them along the flower bed, and maybe that would, scare them enough to keep them away from eating my plants. And so I had a whole bunch of baby columbines come up in the flower bed this year. So I've been transplanting them around because I figure if they're the only thing that the elk won't eat, then, I might as well have them everywhere. And I do love columbine. And the thing about those, they're really good for the hummingbirds. And you can get them to bloom a couple of times. I have a couple of plants that are pretty old, and I get a lot of blooms on it. And one of them is like a blue purplish color, and the other one is like a soft salmon color. But I don't know what the new plants will be because, typically when you plant from seed, you might not always get the same plant that you started with. Does that make sense? So we'll see what color it is. So yeah, got a whole bunch of babies. I'm looking forward to transplanting those. And the good thing about those is they like shaded areas too, so they can be in the sun or the shade, whatever. What else have I been doing? That's about it. Listening to books, laying around, cleaning house, vacuuming, stuff like that, Okay, the only thing I got in the mail this week, I haven't got the sew sampler box, but it is on the way. I forgot to cancel the primitive gathering box. I'll tell you, I am the worst procrastinator that there is, and it just gets worse. So I got another primitive gathering box. So let's take a look and see what's inside of it. Okay. Gloria says the weather fluctuation kills her too. Kay, hi Kay. Kay says Morels are the best. Hey Dorlin. Hey Becky. She's a lurkin'. Thanks for being here. Oh, Jamie hasn't got her sew sampler yet either. I did notice that there are some people on YouTube that got it, and they've already posted their videos. Excuse me. All right, so this is the April 2025 box, quilt box number 20. And let's see. The first thing is we got a charm pack. Willow Park. Charm pack with a pattern. And it's a small quilt. It's 34 by 34, so it'd be a nice wall hanging or table topper type thing. My husband uses our kitchen table for his projects, so that would never work. But, you know, I was thinking might be really cute as, you know, like to drape over your sewing machine or something like that. But I do have an area downstairs where I can switch out small quilts. So maybe that. Okay. Willow's Farm. So these are going to be really small blocks. And of course, half square triangles. Lots of half square triangles. Okay. These people like half square triangles. Willow's Farm by Deb Strain. Looks like it's got, oh, there's a little duck and a little piggy and a lamb and a little mule. It's really cute. Nice light spring colors. Really light colors. Oh, and there's one with a horse on it. Can't probably see that. But here's the colors. Quite a few light ones. It's really hard to show. Ooh, I like that plaid. Oh, and this one's got little sheep on it. Isn't that cute? Look at this one. This looks like a really nice collection. Oh, this is the same as the one in the front. See the little ducky? Really cute. Oh, I like this red one too. Oh, this is chicken wire. That's cute. I have a couple of different fabrics stashed of chicken wire. Well, this one's cute too. Willow's Farm by Deb Strain. So then there's light blues and kind of a tanny cream color. Or taupe, maybe. Oh, and then here's one that has trucks on it. Okay. So for this pattern, you need the charm pack, 1.5 yards of background fabric, 1.5 yards of backing, and 1/3 yard for the binding. And I bet you could probably use the half square triangle papers. So it looks like the half square triangles are 1.5 inch. So really cute pattern. I might do that. Have to use some sort of background that's not like white because there's so many light colors in here. They wouldn't show up really good. Hey, Valerie. Hey, Kathy. You didn't get the notification? Yeah, the little duck head on that one would be in the seam allowance. The one in the front, he's right here, so. Be able to see him. Also, this would make a nice baby quilt too, with the little farm animals on there. That would work. Okay, then the next pattern we got is called Lucky Stars. Okay, it's another Primitive Gatherings pattern. Yeah, I think that would make a good baby quilt. Maybe I'll do it up and have one ready in case there's a baby. Lucky Stars. Oh, this is really small. 12 by 12. Okay, so this would be definitely a wall hanging. So you could do it in blue or green. Fabrics needed: 1/2 yard of green or blue, 1/2 yard of cream solid, and then backing. 1/2 inch triangle papers, and it says it's included in the, oh yeah, it's included with the pattern. So it came with, oh my goodness, look how little, 1/2 inch. Oh my God. Yeah, so this is really small. All right. So the fabric we got, I got green. I would have rather had blue. But this would be nice at Christmas. Okay, here's the background. So they sent the green and the cream in the pattern, including the 1/2 inch squares, papers. Now, if you're going to make half square triangles that small, having paper to do them on would probably be a good idea. Okay, now you all know I do not care for solids. So, but that's okay. I might do this with different fabric. I doubt that I will do it with green. But I should be able to find something to do with that green. You know, I could just put it on the back, right? Hide it. Yeah, I'll just use some of my own fabric. What might work pretty good is, like if I had some, which I do, some scrap fabric that is 1.5 or, you know, bigger than 1.5 inch strips. That might work. Okay, so far, these two. And then their new block of the month, which I think this is the second box for that. It's called Thrive. And more half square triangles. There's the blocks. This is an ongoing quilt block project for 2025. In this box, you will receive 7 dark prints for dark and light star blocks and a square unit. So you got to do up quite a few. All right. And this is the fabric they sent. There's they're 5-inch, I think. Yeah, 5-inch. Is that right? Six inch with width of fabric. Okay. So they're kind of like Civil War fabrics. Very pretty. Ooh, I like this one. This would make a really pretty blouse. So with this, they kind of remind me of Kim Deal. Window box, flowers, Marcus Fabrics. Ooh, this one is purple or plum. Yeah, they're not by the same person. And that's okay. Kind of a rusty, dark rust color. Here's a green. And that one. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. So that's nice. I haven't started this project, but I do have it over there. I might do it. It's kind of a mystery quilt. So then we got the candy caramels that come in here, but I ate those already. Okay, that's all we got in there. So all of these fabrics, this charm pack, and then these fabrics for this pattern. And that's what it was this month. And you always get these really big bags. And I always save them because they're great to reuse for your own other projects. So I always save them. I feel like they're worth something too, right? Okay. All right. Hey, Joyce. How's it going? Hi, Melody. Hey, Prepped. How's it going? Kathy, that was Primitive Gatherings subscription box. It comes out every other month. It's $45. And let's see if the YouTube fixed the Primitive Gatherings, and Lisa Bonjean. Yeah, comes out every other month. So, $45. And I don't remember if it was last month. Might have been, or not last month, but the last box. I think we got a layer cake in that one. And we've gotten jelly rolls, you know, the whole roll, the whole layer cake. And so it's kind of like 1 month you'll get something very shocking and surprising in it. Next month it'll be a little bit, or the next time it'll be a little bit less. But they all kind of average out. Let's see who else we have here. Yeah, Primitive Gatherings. I hate it when my mouse goes away. Oh, this weather's kind of got to me, Kathy, but I'm doing all right. All right. So I looked all around for, all I wanted is a piece of glass, like, from an old window. Because I was going to make my own box, window box, for this applique. And there is no windows around here anywhere. The only thing I could do is take out, we have storm windows, and since it's, summer now, I could take the storm window off one of the windows and use that until winter. Because that would make it so much easier. The other thing we have that I'm thinking about using is it's a display box, and it has a glass top, like a framed in glass top, and then it opens up, and then you can display things in there, Thinking about using that because I can tilt that window up whatever degree I want to. The other thing I can do is I can set a light. I have a light bar. I could set that down in there, and I'm thinking about that. And the other thing, I can still use it for like storage. The only thing is if I put it on here, then on my table, it'd have to stay up here on my table. And because it is pretty heavy, so it's not something I could just keep putting on here and off. Or I just bite the bullet and get that Caterpillar mat, right? Just bite the bullet. But I'm kind of like one of those people, a DIYer. Why? DIY? Do it yourself. I'm a cheapskate, I guess. If I could figure out how to do it myself, then I will. And I would be, because it's glass, I would still be able to iron on it and, right? All right. Yeah, I think it would work. Okay. All right. Teresa, watch their show. They have great giveaways. I wanted a large folding cutting mat, and I didn't really need it. And they let me swap it for the light box. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I watched when they had that 3-day sale. I watched it then. But gee whiz, they were on for like 3 or 4 hours, which is just a little too long for me. But yeah, I signed up in the VIP thing and I did all the stuff, but I didn't win anything. That's all right. I'm still signed up. Hi, Candace. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Hi, Katie. Hi, Rena. Yes, there is a lot of satisfaction in doing it yourself, for sure. All right. So I hung the horse back up here. I guess that screen didn't like me moving it. Moving the phone. So I hope it's all right. So yeah, I hung the horse back up here. For one thing, I got kind of tired of bending over. And that's the other thing about having a light box is bending over like that. That's pretty hard on your back. And standing up too long is hard on the back. Everything is hard on the back. All right. So I'm still working on the darks. So I'm on the horse. The horse, the horse, the horse. The horse. And I think this is the 3rd video I've done. Oh, that's a good idea, Brenda. She said, before I got my caterpillar, I used a glass coffee table top over a cardboard box with Christmas lights in it. That's a good idea. I'll keep in mind the Christmas lights. All right. So I'm just working on getting the darks in still. So dark. Here's another dark. Here's another dark. This one is really dark. So I'm not using too much of this one because it's pretty black. So really it's like a black navy. I mean, it's really a dark, dark blue. And then I have some of these. These are in the dark range. And then when I get these darks done, I'll move on to medium dark. So I'm just going to use a little bit of the dark dark. Hi, Joe. Hi, Sarah. Will is over there snoring again. So, what are you guys working on today? Oh, and I've been listening to music. I wish I could play music while we're live, but oh, I don't think YouTube will let me. And I could like wear earbuds and listen to some music, but then I would be singing out loud and you guys would be going, oh my God, don't sing, right? Okay, I think, yeah, I don't think you'd be liking it. I'm just cutting pieces, just cutting pieces, random pieces. Then I just kind of look around and see where I want to put it. For now, that's how I do it. At some point, I'm going to be more specific. So, like I said, I'm just trying to get the darks in. Let's see. Donna says, I'm finishing up the top of batiks made into a bear paw quilt. Awesome. I'm working on sorting scraps. That's Arena. Oh, that's always fun. You just want, when you're doing an art collage, you just want to cut, random pieces, random sizes, different shapes. Clean up an antique sewing cabinet with tons of storage in an old sewing machine. 2001. I think it was cleaning and cleaning. Oh, cleaning and cleaning. That's always fun. Hygiene. Mowing my lawn. Oh, that sounds like fun. I haven't had to do that yet. Kathy R is cross stitching Snow Place Like Home by Primrose Cottage. Oh, nice. I bet that's going to be pretty. Let's see. Hey, Terry, how's it going? Hey, Joyce. Um, Valerie is resting from going to my guild's quilt show. A lot of inspiration, but exhausting. Yeah, I bet. Oh, tomorrow's my birthday. That's the other thing that's coming up. Yeah, tomorrow's my birthday. Guess how old I'm going to be. Katie spent the afternoon making homemade meat red sauce along with date night in the afternoon with Nico. Awesome. And some hand quilting. All right, Nico's going to be home. Awesome. Yay. That will be great. Gotta be careful when you ask people to guess your age. Right? I'm old. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Yeah, 29 and holding. That's right. Hi, Mary. Hi, Teresa. 30. Exactly. Deborah, I'm working on a quilt for my brother-in-law that has recuperating, who's recuperating from lung transplant. Hopefully it will cheer him up. Oh, Deborah, we'll say prayers for him. Lisa started and completed a flimsy quilt top, working on hexes. I feel accomplished. Wow. You got some stuff done, girl. Hi, Jan. Interesting project, she says. Yeah, it's my the horse art collage quilt. It's a pattern by Emily Taylor of Collage Quilter. She has a YouTube channel. You could check her out there. She has all kinds of patterns, all kinds of books. Does all kinds of demonstrations, tutorials, and stuff. And so this technique I'm doing is kind of her technique. Or anyway, the technique she does. I don't know that she invented it, but you know what I mean, right? That'd be a good spot. So I'm just trying to get the darks in, and I'm just cutting the pieces random because it doesn't really matter. Even though I have a pattern that shows me kind of the, pieces to cut, I'm not really sticking to that at this point. I'm just trying to fill in some space with the darks. At some point, I will become a little more picky about where I place things, especially when I really want to start making it absolutely look like a horse, right? You don't want it to look like a dog. Thank you for the birthday wishes. My hubby decided to give my dog a bath outside. That means I will be washing and getting wet. But I'll be back. Oh yeah, that's always fun. Yeah, Willa does not like a cold bath. Unless she's playing in the river, then that's different. But if you're giving her a bath, forget it. My granddaddy says 29 and holding. Yeah, my mom used to say that too. No, I'm not 66. I'm younger than 66. Never go over 30 years old. Exactly. Let's see. Polly says, finished grandson's graduation quilt, now sorting and cleaning the fabric stash to start on the next 3 graduation quilts for 2026. Hi, Sylvia. Yeah, I'm the perfect age. No, I'll be 63. 63. I think. Yeah, 63. 63. Yeah, so tomorrow, if tomorrow's nice, I want to go look for mushrooms again, and then I might have my husband take me out to dinner. Boy, she's really snoring up down there. Or I might have him take me to Grangeville, which is like an hour and 15 minutes away. So I can go out to Chinese dinner. I love Chinese dinner, especially if I don't have to cook it. The nice thing about doing it on parchment paper is, you know, I'm barely even ironing the pieces on there, just pretty much like right in the middle of the fabric. And but if I change my mind, I can just peel that off. And then if I decide I want to move it somewhere else, I can iron it in a different spot. So, you know, I'm I'm not sure how many times I could take it off and re-iron it, you know, back and forth like that, before the glue quits sticking. I've never tested that, but um, that's the main reason I like this technique. You know, doing it on parchment paper first is that you're not, what's the word? I can't think of the word now. You, you don't have to, you know, once it's on fabric, then you're pretty much dedicated to that. I mean, you could keep going back over it and over it, but if you put too much fabric on top of each other, it's too thick. But, so, like, I did this teapot. I couldn't think of the word. But, and it still has the paper on the back. So this was one of her patterns. Isn't that cute? That's the teapot. And then with the, and then I did a cup. It's a cup. And teapot. It won't stay up there because it's slick on the back. I had another one too, but I don't know where it went now. Obligated, yes. Thank you. Not obligated. Thank you, Andrea. What's the next step? Just keep doing this. I mean, this is a pretty big project, right? It's 36 by 47. So after I get all the darks on, then I'll go into my my mediums. So I have like five or so different darks to pick from. And once I'm good with the darks, then I'll switch over to medium dark. So I have a bunch of more darks, medium dark. And then I'll just keep on. So my last step will be the lights. Okay. And then after I get all the fabric pieces on here, then I will figure out what background I want. Like I might do more collage for the background because that's what she has done here is more collage lights. Or I might just pick a big piece of fabric that I think goes well. And that's probably what I might do. Because by the time I get this horse done, I'll probably be done with cutting little pieces out, right? This has been fun, though. Yeah, I like all kinds of different foods, but Chinese food at a Chinese restaurant is one of my favorites. But I also like Italian. I love pizza. Pizza is probably, especially my homemade pizza. Pizza, yeah, I'm a pizza hound. But I like spaghetti too. I like Italian. I used to like the Olive Garden. Have you guys heard of that place? Oh my goodness! When I lived in Boise, Idaho, we used to go to the Olive Garden all the time. Well, not all the time. Special occasions. Um, if I'm going to go out to dinner, then Chinese is the one I'd pick. But I also like Mexican food. When I lived in Baker City, Oregon, we had a Mexican restaurant there, and a Mexican family actually ran it. So it was real, the real deal. And oh my God, they made awesome food there. I really miss that place. Uh, Brandon and I used to go there all the time. And especially when I used to drink, because they had the best margaritas. Okay, that little tip don't need to be on there. There's that. Took me a while to figure out where to put that one. Yes. I think I'll sit down for a minute. Sylvia says, once the collage is done, do you sandwich and quilt? Yes. And this one, I might put it on the long arm. I'm not sure yet. Or I might just do free motion on the sewing machine. We'll see. If you don't, there are other ways to secure that, to secure all the fabric down. But I'm not sure if this would be a quilt that you would throw in the washing machine. You know what I mean? I'll have to read the instructions. Let's see. Yeah, it just says quilt and bind as desired. Quilting should be dense, no more than a ½ inch between your stitch lines. She says the pattern of her quilting was a simple meander, stitched with 100% polyester thread that matched the color of the fabric. And she does show some tutorials over on her channel, Emily Taylor, the Collage Quilter, on how she has quilted some of her projects. So, hi Teresa. She says she loves Olive Garden. Yeah, I haven't been to Olive Garden in well over 20 years. So I have no idea how much it is. But we would go, I would say, like every other month or so. But when I lived in Boise and I worked in Boise, um, you know, I went to lunch almost every day, but I went to a place that had lunch specials. And actually, it was a Chinese restaurant. So, and back then, they were pretty good deals. You pay $2 or $3, $4 for lunch. A lot of times I would get like a big bucket of fried rice with broccoli and other vegetables, and then I would have it for a couple of days. And then sometimes at night I would go by Wendy's because they had a dollar menu. So I could get dinner for $3, you know, because I'd get a salad, a baked potato, you know, bowl of chili, whatever. But I haven't eaten in Wendy's in probably 27 years. I guess I moved away from Boise and around 95, 96, 90s, 96. So, yeah. And I live in small towns where they don't really have restaurants like that. It's more like a diner or mom and pop places. So you're looking at more like diner food, only better. It's not like Denny's, you know. Love the horse. Be careful driving. Yeah, those purples are going to look beautiful, aren't they, on that horse? She uses really dark black or, you know, dark navies. Then she has blues, which I'll have. And then she has a few purples. So I probably won't be using as many purples. And then cream colors. I wish I had a photo of the real horse on this. And I could do that. I could like find a photo that is free, right? Which you can do, go online and type in free photos and you get a whole bunch of stuff. Free photos of horses and a whole bunch of stuff will come up. And that's probably what I should do at some point. Because I don't know what kind of horse this was originally. Because right now it's got so many different colors on it that, you know, could have been a brown horse or a black horse. I used to go to Aunt Susie's, a great Italian place in Brooklyn. Oh. Kathy wants to know what inspired me to make art collage. Um, well, the random videos popping up on YouTube for one thing, but I was doing that. I was trying to do an art collage quilt on one of my dogs, Cookie, and I was kind of struggling with it. So I started looking at videos and stuff like that. And that's where I found Emily Taylor. Susan Carlson is another one. She does awesome art quilts. And I am a painter. I used to paint with acrylics and oils, and I did animals mostly. And so I like to do art. I look like I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired. Hi, Susan. How are you doing? That iced tea is good. So I'm getting tired. I can see it. It just kind of came on all of a sudden. Do you guys mind if I take a little nap? I shouldn't have had the heater on upstairs up here because this room got too warm. Maybe I'll go open that door. I'll be right back. There. That'll cool it off in here a little bit. Brandon's doing pretty good. He's all right. We both have doctor appointments coming up. My doctor called me, doctor's office, or actually like radiology, or not sure what you call it. Anyway, the group that does the treadmill test, stress test, last week they called and said that my doctor had ordered a stress test for me. And I was like, what? When did she do that? And she said, well, I'm not really sure, but I have the order here. And I said, I just had one a couple of months ago. They really want me to have another one already? And so anyway, I told her, I said, do me a favor, please, and find out for sure if I'm supposed to have another stress test, because the last time I was in, she said nothing about having another stress test. And, you know, I didn't find it to be very fun, the first one I had. Of course, that was before, was it before I was on the meds? No, I had started the meds, but I couldn't take any that day that I was doing the test. But, you know, you have to you're on a treadmill and then you have all these leads, everything's all, you know, hooked up to you, and you have to, uh, you know, walk. And then you have to walk on an incline. Well, stupid me, it was winter time, so I had my winter boots on, which don't do that, okay? Take Wear your winter boots if you need to, but take in a pair of walking shoes. So, yeah, cardiology. Thank you. So anyway, they called me back, and no, for some reason, they had that in there. I don't know. It's all confusing. But no, she didn't want me to have another one done yet. It might be a yearly thing. I don't know. But I mean, how often do you have to have those? And I don't think a insurance company would pay for it again so soon. Yeah, that wasn't that funny. It was really hard to walk on that treadmill with my snow boots on. And I didn't want to do it barefoot. I don't think they would have let me do it barefoot. Although I didn't ask. I should have. Hi, Delia. We have 98 people watching. Started streaming 77 minutes ago. All right. Day has an echocardiogram once a year. Yeah, I'll probably do that. And Brandon does too. And Brandon has a CT scan of his lungs, because you remember that spot they found on his lungs last year, I think it was. So that pretty much went away, but they found a couple of other spots. So they're keeping track of those, but they're really small. So, you know, Brandon was a commercial diver and welding. He did welding. And he worked back east at the nuke plants. And he would go down and clean out the trash racks and stuff like that. So, you know, dangerous work, right? So now we just have to, these spots could be from that. It's hard to say. And back then, you know, they were not as careful as they are nowadays. Oh boy, my hair's getting long. And it's really gray. I didn't know my hair was that long. Time for a haircut. Teresa, are you participating in any sew-alongs this year? Yeah, kind of. A sewing group, a bunch of us ladies, are doing like a block swap. So I'm participating in that. There was Katie is doing a couple of different sew-alongs from the Greenland Quilter, and I started doing some of those. And I think that's pretty much it. Thank you, Day. Oh boy, Joyce, I need to straighten out my sewing room. I really need to vacuum the floor and kind of get things cleaned back up. And then I have a quilt on the Longarm. I need to do some quilting on that. There's actually quite a bit of stuff I need to do up here, but look at this. Almost looks like, look at this. What's that look like? Now, when you're doing these, when you start adding the other colors and stuff, you want things to overlap, okay? They will need to overlap. On all sides, if at all possible. I'm doing a block swap with Debbie. Oh, okay. Antler? No. Candle. I like block swaps and fabric swaps. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I got quite a few pieces put on there so far today. Oh, I know what you're talking about. This. An antler, a candle. Oh, a candle, yeah. When I first looked at it, it looked like like I was given the finger. That's what I was thinking. See how short of a memory I have, Renee? What time is it? Almost 4 o'clock. Almost 7 o'clock. I would say it looks like one of my very double jointed fingers. Oh my goodness. That's funny, Day. Take it with me, and when people honk at me, show it out the window. It's so little, I doubt that they would be able to see it. Which would probably be a good thing. I don't want to create any road rage, right? No road rage. Dinner is done. Dishes are washed. And the dog has had his bath. Now I can sit and relax and maybe sew a little. Your horse is going to be beautiful. Love all the colors you chose. Thank you, Linda. Well, you got a lot done. Let's see. It's kind of like putting a puzzle together, but you got to create the puzzle pieces. I forgot where I was going to put this piece. Have I ever gifted a collage? No. I haven't made enough of them to gift any yet. And the other horses that I did, I haven't finished quilting those yet. I have gifted a lot of my paintings. My mom and dad had the majority of them. And then when they passed away, I took some and I gave some to my brothers, my sister. I need to show you my paintings one of these days. What did I do with all those? I might have one over here. Hold on. I'll go look. Yeah, I found one. Now, this is not an animal. This is one of the first paintings I did in class. And while I was over there, I found a piece of glass. I think I might be able to use it. So, that's one of my paintings. And this is when my last name was Brooks. And so, the teacher was teaching how to, you put down acrylics first and then go back over it with oils. And so this was like one of the first ones I did in that technique. And I think it turned out really good. But anyway, I love this painting. My mom loved this painting, so she had it for years hanging up in her house. So that's one of the paintings I've done. Thank you. Thank you, guys. And I'll try and remember. Oh, I found some more. Hold on a second. All right. I found a couple of more I could show you. Here's a fun one I did of a clown. Obviously, it was a clown. And this is all oil painting. And here's one, got kind of got kind of messed up, but it's an elk. So, yeah, a smoking clown. He's a rodeo clown. Yeah, I used to sell mine. I used to sell them. I haven't sold any paintings in a long time though. I really should get back into painting. I want to turn this corner over here by the sewing machine. This I have a big space over here, and I want to turn that back into where I can have my paints out and start doing some more painting. Because I could probably be done with this horse by now if I did it if I painted it right. Oh, thanks, guys. And I used to do them on saw blades. I sold quite a few of those. I did one. I'll have to see if I can find photos of some of my paintings. Where are those? Anyway, on like the old saw blades, the two-man saw, that you use to cut wood, you know. I used to paint those, and those sold really good, really good. Um, and I used to put my artwork in art shows. I used to have my art in an art gallery. Um, I've gotten quite a few ribbons. So, yeah, I really should do it again. Hi, Jean. How are you doing? All I can draw is stick people. Oh, thanks, Kathy. Hi, Randy. Thank you. Uh, I'll have to try and remember to get some of that out next week, next Sunday, and maybe we'll just have a little art show. I know I have a bunch of photos of a lot of my artwork, but I'm not sure where they're at. Like I said, a lot of my artwork, I do have some hanging up in the house, but a lot of it too is at my brother has. My brother has like at least 4, maybe more. My sister has quite a few. And even my ex-in-laws have a bunch of my paintings too. Because, I'm not going to take them away from them, right? Well, I'm divorced to your son. Give me back all my paintings. No. I don't know if they still have them hanging up or not, but I'm guessing they probably do. I hope they do. Because my ex-brother-in-law has a painting like that elk, only it's bigger. And that was a really nice one. So I hope he still has that. I have one downstairs that's really pretty. I'll bring up of a bear. It turned out really nice too. Yeah, I used to love to paint. But I haven't done it in years because, you just get busy. It's like I kind of stopped after my first divorce, which was in 95. No, 93. 93, I think. Because I didn't really have a place to put it out. And, life just got crazy. And then I had to start working so many different jobs. I just didn't have time to paint anymore, which I should have just, if I had it to do over again, I would have painted more and tried to sell more of my work. That's probably what I should have done, but um, you know how it is. Things get crazy sometimes. I think the last painting I did was of some musk ox. My cousin has that painting, and I want to say that was in 97, around there. I think that was the last one I did. And that was when I was living with my mom and dad for a while. Oh, Joyce, that sounds nice. I have an old circular saw blade with a painting, Pilot Mountain on it. I live in Pilot Mountain. Oh, I see the mountain every time I go out. Oh, how nice. We have one of my husband's mom and dad's home place on a saw blade. Cool. Yes, quilting is art too, for sure. But back when I started quilting, I probably should have got my paints back out because I still have all of my stuff. But I always want to try something different, I guess. Yeah, I should probably cancel my boxes too, Teresa, but it's really the only way I get any fabric most of the time because I've been really good in not buying more fabric. Um, I was watching YouTube, one of the channels that sells fabric, and I asked a question, a legitimate question. I needed the information. And they were kind of a smart ass to me. So I'm not, I don't buy from them anymore. And then I noticed Creative Notion is, they're really trying to get rid of their rest of their fabric. So if you're looking for fabric, I would go on Creative Notion's website and see what she has left. Um, because she's selling it for, $5 or less a yard. And she has rulers and scissors and just all kinds of stuff. And she did post a Facebook video the other day, kind of just showing what was left in the shop. Now they are still going to be doing their bi-monthly boxes, their subscription boxes, but she's not going to have the quilt store anymore, which is, sad. Yeah. Well, the other thing, Renee, I really want to try is pastels. So I've really been thinking about, pastel pencils. Been thinking about buying some pastels and trying some art that way. And I've been watching a lot of videos. So I'm starting to get that bug. And I probably shouldn't do that. Maybe I'll give myself a goal. If I get my art stuff out over there on that other table and start a painting with acrylics and oils, then I would give myself permission to buy some pastels. I do have a lot of colored pencils and stuff. I'm not really crazy about that, but that pastel stuff looks pretty interesting. Only bad thing of what I can see about the pastels is um, protecting it after, when you're finished. It doesn't dry up like oil painting or acrylics. So, yeah, I have some watercolors too. And Brandon's mother was an artist also. Oh my God, she was really good. And when she passed away, I got all of her stuff. So I have a whole bunch of books on watercoloring and art books and stuff. That'd be another good thing to look at. Ooh, you know what? I think I'll get a couple of those books out and take them downstairs with me and start looking through them because they're like brand new. I think I've looked at them a couple of times. Yeah, that is cheap. So, and it's, the fabric is quilt shop fabric. So, yeah, I would definitely, if you're in the market, I would go check out Creative Notions. Yeah, you would think so, Kathy. I'm not going to say who it was, but um, so they lost a customer. That's all I know. And maybe I shouldn't feel that way about it, but I'm like, well, geez, if you don't want to answer my question, then uh, just don't answer the question. Don't be derogatory, you know, when you're answering the question. Don't, and I would say they were being a different word, but I'm not gonna say it. So if you guys are interested when I get my art stuff out, my paints and stuff, if you want to tag along, I'll turn the camera on. We can visit while I'm trying to do art. Hi, Suzanne. Yeah, I know. I think so too. Because I have bought stuff from them before, and so you know, I guess when you're selling stuff, or even when you're just live on YouTube, sometimes you get the same question over and over again. Okay, because people come in late, and so they, how many times do I answer, what are you working on? And I don't mind. I don't mind that at all because you don't know what I'm working on. You came in, an hour later than when I started. So you're wondering what I'm working on. And I'm okay with that. Um, that kind of stuff is normal if you're going to do a live. And I think they should, be prepared to answer the same question multiple times. Yes, please do some art. We would love to see it. Oh, thank you. So yeah, well, I guess I had to let you guys go. It's almost been 2 hours. And I need to think about dinner. I got some chicken out. Chicken thighs out. I was going to do that Campbell's soup thing with chicken, but I was going to put it in the crock pot, but I didn't. I ran out of time. So I might still do it, but put it in the oven like you know you do. I need to look the recipe up, but like cream of mushroom soup, and then you add rice, right? You put it in a baking dish, and then you put your chicken in there, and then you bake it. I haven't had that in a long time, and that sounds good to me. So, oh no, Jean says I purchased an off-brand of freezer paper from Amazon, and nothing sticks when I pressed on the shiny side. Lesson learned. Oh no, that's not good. Oh, thank you, Brenda. Yep. Uh, Hopefully tomorrow for my birthday, I will get to go look for mushrooms and maybe go out to dinner. We'll see. So thank you everybody for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I love seeing you. Love spending time with you guys. And I hope you got something out of this video. And yeah, I'll see you next time. So have a blessed day. God bless everybody and take care, you guys. Bye for now.